And hello and welcome. I am Scoogus Malugas. Today, we're looking at Meowington versus Emerson College, an exciting league match. We're here in the pick and ban phase. I will be solo today, flying it alone and watching some sublime gameplay. First out with these bans, we're going to see the Aphelios and Zoe coming from Meow. Followed by a Morgana, and then Diana, Urgot, Zach on Emerson. Both teams very quick with these bans, very clear. They know what they want to bring with these team comps. That's going to be the ADC pick first for Meow. Let's see how their team comp can actually form around that. Let's see what kind of team they're looking to do here. Also an ADC pick for Emerson. That's going to be the Jhin early. Jhin is pretty strong in the meta right now. Don't know how well he's going to play into that Caitlyn, but we'll see when they pick up their supports. Emerson with their second pick here, going to pick Anami. Nice enchant here. Probably want to keep the range here in the bot lane. Regardless, we're going to see as Meow picks up this next pick. I'm excited to see something from Meow. I have not seen Meow play yet. I've seen a couple of Emerson games, but I've not seen Meow. There's going to be a Caitlyn Swain, very aggressive lane. Very, Swain loves to play up in your face. He loves to bully you in lane. Caitlyn does the same here with her superb range. That's going to be difficult for Emerson. Let's see what Meow picks up with their third pick. Might go for the jungler here, or maybe top lane. I don't see them picking their mid as bold-faced as this. We could see them kind of target banning the bot lane with a couple of their earlier bans, Aphelios and Morgana out the window. Going to grab the set. Now that is a flex pick. Could take that either to the jungle or to the tippity top lane. We're going to see where it falls as Emerson selects their third pick. Now, when we saw Emerson's bans, we're looking at Diana, Urgot, and Zach. Urgot definitely skewed towards the top lane. Going to pick up the Aatrox here, a great pick into the set. And even if set is jungle, or Aatrox is still a strong pick in general. A good bruiser to pick up for their squishier looking team here around pick 3. Second wave of bans here. We see what's going to be after this Zach ban. They're probably going to target that mid and jungle, but it's difficult when you have a flex pick such as set. You have to really be on your toes. He could go either way and you could completely ban the wrong lane. So they're going to take some time here. Getting that Vladimir ban, they don't want to see that in top or mid lane. Understandable when you're having Aatrox in your top. Now, as Meow pulls out the next ban, it's pretty obvious here. They're going to ban out the mid lane Ahri here. That might give us some insight into what they're going to bring mid lane. Maybe somebody that has a bit of a trouble with champions that outrange them. Final ban coming in from Emerson. This is looking pretty exciting. Both team comps looking aggressive here. Aatrox, as you know, is a great lane bully as Emerson takes their time on this final ban. Their bans in total have, they kind of tell me they're worried a little bit about CC as the Yasuo ban comes out from Emerson. Definitely looking with those last two bans to target the mid lane. We're going to see what Meow bans last. Will we see a jungler ban from Meow? Some could argue Morgana is a jungler ban, but I don't really buy it. I want to see if they're even going to consider the enemy jungler a threat or if they're going to ignore the jungler entirely with this last ban. We're going to see them pick it up. They're going to take their time with this deliberation. Now, they're hovering they pick the Graves. Now, Graves is known for high DPS. He's a great duelist, very offensive. Is definitely, if you stumble across him 1v1 in the jungle early game, you're most likely to take a load of lead and lose. As we see Emerson pick up their fourth pick, I'm excited to see what they select to round out the team. Could this be the jungler or the mid? This looks like a J4 jungle, very strong in the jungle right now as they lock that one in. Two bruisers followed up by two squishier champions here. I can kind of see a team comp forming. A lot around this Aatrox and Jarvan's early aggressive play styles and some early ganks in the bot lane to mitigate the aggressiveness of Swain and Caitlyn. Now, as Meow gets their fourth pick in, I'm on the edge of my seat as to what they'll pick next. A Renekton in the top lane. So it looks like it's going to be set jungle. Now, said jungle is a very strong pick, without a doubt, but that Renekton rivals the early game of the Aatrox, and I'd say Renekton's going to win outright in that early game against the Aatrox. They're going to have to pay extra attention over here. And then a Maokai pick last could be a Maokai mid, or perhaps they're going to be a little bit cheeky, go the full AD Renekton mid. A lot of beefy picks on Meowington, picking a lot of bruisers and AP tanks. We're going to see Emerson here pick up their final decision. I'm curious as what it's going to be to round out that team. Who are they going to take in the mid lane? I would hope for some kind of control mage, really lock them down, and there it is. There's the Nico right there. A little roundabout of the AP damage. Great CC. I can see it going either way. Meowington, though, definitely has a threatening team comp. This is difficult. Caitlyn Swain in the bot lane is going to require a lot of attention, but you also can't ignore the Renekton's early game presence. And you wonder if the set will dominate the jungle with having Jarvan having to focus on both of these lanes. Maokai mid, this looks like it's going to shake out to be a Maokai mid. I don't know exactly if Nico is going to fare very well into this Maokai. He's got a lot of sustain. He can just kind of sit in lane and soak up XP and become a team fighting champion. But we're going to get into the official picks and bans over in the client. And I'm genuinely curious to see how this plays out. While I've conceded that I am a little bit nervous about that Caitlyn Swain bot lane being able to dominate the Jhin Nami, if they play their cards right, Emerson could crack that shell. And if they get inside the enemy's head, put the Swain and Caitlyn behind, it's going to be hard for them to come back. Swain does scale hard, but you can't ignore Jhin's damage. That fourth shot is devastating. A good Nami bubble and a good fourth shot could mean you're caught out in the bot lane. Now, of course, if Swain lands a couple never moves, you're equally as dead, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. In the chat, if you just by looking at these team comps have your inkling of who's going to win, make sure you type it hashtag Team Emerson or Team Meow. I'm excited to see what everyone has to say about this in the chat. Now, one more thing when we're looking at these bans, I'm curious at these other bans, whether or not they're worried about the enemy jungle. Only one jungle ban coming from Meow, but a lot of these mid lane and bot lane bans, perhaps that's a weakness they're trying to cover, or it's a strength they're trying to bolster, something that they think is even tougher that they have to burst through Emerson. Now, I love the Aatrox Jarvan Nico pick. I think that's a great synergistic pick. A good Jarvan ult on top of Aatrox's CC and a Nico ult. You're not escaping from all of that CC, and it's almost devastating if that gets pulled off in a team fight. But early game, I'm going to give the team fight advantage to Meow. But as we hit this late game, I think Emerson can pick it up with some more damage and a little more cohesiveness in their team fights. As Renekton does fall off as you hit later in the game, Swain remains a good threat and set is all right while staying a beefy bruiser as always. Maokai ultimate great for locking down targets. I don't see a lot of late game damage coming out from Meow except from the Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn's going to be carrying a lot of that damage, and if they flub up on the early game and Caitlyn gets behind, I think that's going to be pretty devastating here on the side of Meow. However, we're going to hit into this break here. Last champ has been picked. If you are excited, show your support in the chat for your favorite teams. This is Scoogus Malugas, and I'll catch you on the Rift. And we are back, folks, hitting hot onto the rift. An immediate pause here in the game. And looking at the votes here, it's 3 votes for Emerson. Emerson has the public support. Will it be able to change around their gameplay? They are looking into fighting a very tough team here from Meow. Definitely not going to make it easy on Emerson. You know, when we're looking at these picks and bans, I kept thinking to myself, what's up with this Nico pick? I would have preferred to see a Syndra or some more of a bursty champion to eliminate Caitlyn from these fights, as Caitlyn is kind of who's going to be doing damage as Meow scales later into the game. But regardless, I'm excited for both of these teams. Some unorthodox picks, but exciting picks to say the least. Still wondering whether or not the Renekton is top or mid lane, as they both brought teleport with Maokai and Renekton both running teleport. That's a lot of global pressure. I'm expecting and hoping to see a lot of objective control with that global pressure. Don't waste it. I see a lot of teams bring the double teleport and they're only using it to TP back to lane. You can use it the first time, but after the first one, you want to start looking, you're keeping your eyes open for these objectives. The bot lane, just readdressing, Caitlyn Swain is a monstrous bot lane. It's going to hammer you down and bully you till you have nothing left. What will Jarvan focus on, the Renekton or the Caitlyn Swain? If I was Jarvan, I'd be looking at bot lane, hoping to bolster that Jhin, get him at a point where he's doing that ludicrous Jhin damage, and then just let him scale off to the beautiful late game. I think Aatrox can hold his own against both the Maokai and the Renekton. I think Maokai is a bit tougher of a challenge because, you know, Renekton, if Aatrox plays safe enough, he could be spared his deadly jaws, but hey, we'll find out. We're still on pause here. We're going to check if we know exactly what's going on. We saw some disconnections from both sides. Look like we're going to see these reconnections coming in soon. Might have been an issue on the league server side, or maybe I'm just so excited I'm shorting out their internet, folks, because this is going to be one hell of a match. Now, when we look at both sides here and comparisons of team fight over time, it looks pretty bad for Meow. As time goes, for Emerson, as time goes on, their team fight potential seems to lessen. But then again, you take into account that Renekton falls off. So it's actually kind of difficult to debate who is going to have more team fighting presence later. But I only say Emerson because if they play their cards right and let Jarvan and Nico and Jhin become real threats and not get behind in lane, they'll dominate the team fights. However, if they slip up, they let Renekton get 2 ahead, they let Maokai or Set pick up a couple extra kills, even Swain, then there's no coming back from that because both sides have devastating ultimates. It's going to be playing the gold lead game. Keep your eyes on the gold, ladies and gentlemen. That difference is going to make all the difference in this game as we're finally off of pause. Is that the new Jarvan skin? Hey, that's pretty nice. He's using it to glitch out of Fountain as we see them pulling up. Are they going to go for the invade? Now, it's a little bit of a weaker invade, but if Nico starts the right move, Emerson could make an invade here, but I think both teams are scared of each other's early game. I would give it Meow more credence to be doing that invade here. As we see them, looks like they're setting up a nice spread in the jungle. Looks like a possible 5-man from Emerson aside from the jungler at the mid lane. And they're double stacking the Pixie Bush here on Meow's side. Now, I'm curious to see what Jarvan's going to start. Hopefully red side, most likely red side here. Set going to do the same. That's going to make their clears a little bit uncontested. They may not even see each other by the time they come out of their jungle for Scuttle Crab. And with Set finishing on top side, Aatrox has got to be careful. Aatrox and Nico both have to be careful about how they play their lanes. Set's going to be finishing his clear on that top side and then looking for some easy ganks right out of that. And the same goes for Meow. That's the kind of situation you run into when you have people starting the same buff. But wait a minute, is that Jarvan heading to start blue? All right, that's an interesting new tactic. Usually I know most Jarvan start red buff, but it looks like he's going to be starting blue. They're going to be finishing on the same side and probably trading a little bit in the jungle. Here we go as we start up. I am very excited to say the least here as we're going to see leashes from both of their bot sides. That's going to be an equal return to lane. Now, you always have to be careful about the pathing you take when you return to lane. They're both going for that closest path. All right, we see in the bot lane, Swain and Caitlyn avoid any confrontation with Emerson. All right, as we come in, both sides CSing pretty nicely. Looks like Renekton's starting to really bully Aatrox a little bit, but he trades him back and actually wins that trade. Not a lot of times you see yourself trading with Renekton early and winning. That's going to be very beneficial for Aatrox here. See Renekton trying to run up and get some of that health back with Q as Set goes buff to buff. Looks like both junglers are going to be doing a buff to buff, even though Jarvan did grab that Gromp. Curious about how this mid lane is going to go. Maokai is a sustained monster. I really don't have any hopes for Nico being able to outpoke him or push him out of lane. Just kind of have to try to coexist with him and hopefully, avoid any possible ganks. We're seeing the bot side here push up. Jhin dish out some nice poke here. Oh, a nice root here from the mid lane Nico, trying to keep Maokai away. All right, a little bit of a scrap happening in the top lane. Aatrox going to eat a lot of that damage. Set coming up to gank. This looks painful. Flash out from Aatrox, but the W's going to clean it up. First blood goes on to Set and an assist onto the Renekton. See, that's what we didn't want to see. We did not want to see gold going on to Renekton and onto Set. Those guys are going to make a big difference for this early game power struggle. Now, I want to see Emerson react, play a little bit more defensive, or at least try to go for a pick to even out that gold. All right, starting out the game with a 600 gold difference is not a position anybody wants to be in, and it's definitely a difficult one. Now, I'm surprised that Swain and Caitlyn aren't being more aggressive. I would expect them to step up more. Perhaps the fear of a Nami bubble is what's keeping them back. Ooh, playing a little bit cheeky here in the bot lane. Gonna get the trade-off and hit level 3 first. That's gonna be great for Emerson. I'd love, that's what you love to see. Flipping what was supposed to be a dominating lane from Caitlyn Swain on its head, getting that XP first, really pressuring and controlling the wave. That's very nice to see from Emerson. All right, good trades from mid lane. We're seeing Emerson being up on levels here in both mid and bot lane. That's a very nice thing to see here when, top lane kind of gave out on you. All right, we're seeing, some more trades. Very aggressive play from Jhin here. Set's going to walk through mid lane there. Yep, steals a bit of XP from Maokai. I don't know if I like that move very much. Aatrox is also up on XP. This is so surprising. The last thing I'd expect Emerson to be right now, especially after losing a kill early, is up on XP, but every lane has a considerable XP advantage. That is some nice lane control and positioning by Emerson. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, tell me in the chat, do you guys think that first kill is a death sentence for Emerson, or do you see them rallying back and continuing to really, put the pedal to the metal as we see them kind of close out that gold difference and only make it 1 kill away here, 300 gold difference from both teams, and even that they're closing it fast to a 200 gold difference. Very aggressive play styles from all the Emerson lanes. It's looking pretty nice here. Set coming in to gank the mid lane. Nico had the ward. She's able to walk away unscathed here. Gonna pop the duplicates, hopefully trip them up. We see some trades happening in the bot lane. Kate from Emerson gonna take a little more damage than she bargained for. That's another auto attack from Swain in the danger zone with that low health bar. Thankfully, they know Set is top side, so they can safely walk away to the bottom side jungle. We're gonna see Jarvan collapsing. This could be an early Drake take from Emerson. That's a nice play. It's exactly what you wanted to see. They may have lost a kill, but they're not giving up in pressure. Confidently coming to take that dragon. They know Set is topside. They have no smite to contest it here. Ooh, they're eating a lot of damage, though, from Caitlyn. There we go. Swain's going to have to pick up that kill on Jarvan. Caitlyn going to do a little more of poke damage onto Nami. They're getting split up here. Nico's going to roam down. Looks like that's going to be Swain. Popped off kill going on to Jhin here. They're going to push the Caitlyn away and say, no, this dragon is ours, as we see some trading here at the top side. Now, without smite, it's going to be a bit of a longer take, and Caitlyn could still steal here because there is no smite, but a nice bubble is going to secure the dragon here for Emerson. Emerson coming back with a nice confident lead. They may be down in 1 kill, but only in 100 gold and have a dragon on their side. Also, Ocean Drake, very nice to see. When you have an Aatrox and a Jarvan, Ocean Drake is fabulous. Now, as we look towards the top side, we're still seeing that level advantage go to Emerson. Both top, mid, and bot lane have that level advantage up on Meow. Maybe Meow's wave control just isn't what it used to be, or perhaps it sets ganks where he just walks in the lane and robs the laner of XP. Aatrox can play up here. He can play aggressive. He has the level, which means he has his ultimate. Gonna get stunned by Renekton, but again, that trade is gonna go into the favor of Aatrox. At any time, if Renekton overcommits, Aatrox can make the Dirty Dan play and knock his socks off by popping his ultimate. We're gonna see Jarvan roaming top. Aatrox is gonna back. It could be bait though to see the Jarvan actually is gonna head to his Scuttle Crabs as top. Whoa, fake out on the reset here. Again, Maokai just now getting level 6 while Nico was sitting on it for a while. Both top laners now level 6. Aatrox has to respect the level 6 from Renekton, but he might not. Might be playing a little bit cheeky here, as the CS leads are actually going to go into Emerson's favor. Also, every lane here having a considerable lead, especially from bot lane here, racking up to a 7 CS lead in bot lane. Mid lane with a dominating 6 CS. You know, these sound like small, small leads, but every minion counts in a game like this, where both teams are playing aggressive and looking to make a lot of action on the field. Level 7, I mean, that's a full level Aatrox has ahead of the Renekton. You know, maybe that gank did Renekton a bit of a disservice. Perhaps he backed too early without clearing the wave properly or managing it correctly, because he is down by a considerable amount of CS. 14 CS difference early game for Renekton. That is painful to say the least. And as I run out of breath, we see Nami clearing out some bot lane vision. You have to be diligent about that with Set being up a kill here. Grab the Tiamat for the early clear on his back. Double Doran's Blade from Renekton in top lane, looking like a bit of a desperate maneuver. A BF Sword does sit, however, on the Caitlyn. Hold on, is that a pickaxe and a mana crystal for Jhin? I think this is going to be an unorthodox Manamune first item on Jhin. It's a risky play, but hey, I've heard from local Jhin mains that if you pull it off successfully, it'll do you wonders in your games. You know, when we look into the chat here, people still saying that their money is on the Meow comp, but I mean, Emerson looking to dominate this early part of the game, only down by 200 gold, up in objectives and up in XP. I don't know. I'm going to have to say, as of right now, Emerson has the momentum. I wonder if they can swing it into the late game. You know, poor Renekton over here being down levels. He's blowing his prime time. Renekton is his strongest in the early and mid game. And the fact that he isn't making big plays about it, not playing as aggressively as he can in lane because of the XP disadvantage. I mean, look, Jhin hitting level 6. Also, in bot lane a little bit before Caitlyn, they're flaunting these advantages when it comes to XP and using it to apply pressure. We see the gold difference now tick over to Emerson, up 300 gold, even though being down 1 kill. That looks like Emerson knows when to trade objectives for kills and, you know, how to control their minion waves very well. We see Jarvan clearing out some vision and bot side. All right, we're seeing pings that indicate, you know, that people are starting to look towards that Rift Herald, and I think that's a smart idea here. Squire's Bloom sets off that there's some vision to be cleared here for Jarvan. Both these mid laners are playing playing very aggressively, up by almost over 20, up by 23 CS. That's got to be painful for Meow to have to look at these leads get even farther and farther in the terms of Emerson. But again, gold lead has swapped back 200 gold in the favor of Meow. These are some sporadic gold leads, but because they're so minor, we're going to see them flip back and forth. There's Jhin picking up the Manamune like I thought. Now, that's a pretty early Manamune for Jhin. That's going to be very nice for him as he comes back into lane with a completed item against a Caitlyn with only a BF sword. That's going to be very solid. Emerson looking like they're sitting pretty here on their side. Jarvan going out to clear his red side. It looks like both teams are going to be looking at this Drake here. Renekton's teleport is down. Swain pinging the Drake. You know, it's going to be interesting if how Meow is going to flip these objectives back onto Emerson. You know, if Meow plays their cards right, they still have an aggressive bot lane. Swain, Caitlyn can still be aggressive, can still be bullies here and push pressure that maybe will allow Set to pick up a cheeky dragon, though Nico mid is bringing in way more bang for her buck than Maokai thought possible. Here we see Swain pulling off the CC, never move combo onto the Jhin. Jhin's gonna back up here. Nami lands the bubble. Set comes in for a gank after grabbing Rift Herald. Sorry I couldn't comment on that one. My apologies here as a little bit of damage goes onto the Set, but no luck here from Meow as Aatrox comes bearing down onto Renekton. Now, that gank had to be painful for Meow. Well, they gained a little bit of pressure. They didn't get the kill they probably wanted here, but like I said, they did gain pressure, enough pressure that Maokai and Set feel confident to contest and take this dragon. Will we see Emerson contest? Maybe rise up from a bot lane. They know they have the level advantage. They have the item advantage. That's going to be a route onto the Jhin, though. Swain seems to be the one taking the damage here. Red team, Jarvan has stolen the dragon. That's going to be an ultimate for Nico. He's going to clean up the Set. This is going absolutely the opposite direction Meow could have ever wanted it to, as Aatrox cleans up a quick kill onto Maokai. Jhin a little bit low here, but so is the enemy bot side. Aatrox has ulted and he's going in, smelling the blood in the water. Swain looks like he cannot escape. This is insane. Double kill onto the Aatrox and the Dragon Steel because of Jarvan. This is exactly what Emerson wanted. This is a beautiful play by Emerson. That jungler, that Jarvan, I have to give my hat off as a fellow jungle main. That was a clean steal from Jarvan. Boom, immediately throwing off Meow. They were expecting to get the dragon. They were expecting to have the pressure, but they just don't have it. Emerson flipping the pressure, picking up 3 kills in total and demolishing this bottom tower. Classic play from Emerson. Very sublime League of Legends gameplay. Now they're off with a confident lead. A little over 1K gold lead here. We saw the kills fall onto the Aatrox, which is very solid, going to help him get into that early lane and, be even more dominant over Renekton. And the kills and 4 assists dropping onto the Jarvan. That's going to be a lot of gold. A lot of them to finish up that jungle item. Great maneuver by the Jarvan. I could not be more excited over that play as we see Meow now have to recover, playing from the back foot. All right, we see them drop the Herald top. I would have liked them to drop Herald top and then go Dragon. Emerson was not pressuring the Dragon at all. If they had dropped Herald top and then gone Dragon, they would have had pressure in top lane. Hold on, Jarvan's going to go in here, pick up the kill on the Set. Set's going to die once again here. Great response from Emerson onto these top lane Dragons and Rifts. Ooh, that has got to hurt. Some oofs in the chat, and I feel ya as I go for a sip of some water here. Wow, Aatrox is dominating in that top lane, using that gold advantage he gained from that roam bot. He's going to pop his ultimate. That's going to be painful. Renekton's going to have to flash to get away. Not what you want to see here. God, it must hurt to be Meow right now. It seems like all your ganks are failing. You don't really have the objective pressure you thought you did early. You picked up some kills early, but Emerson was able to respond and kind of coagulate around your aggressive play style. At first I was unsure of some of these picks, but clearly Emerson is playing into comfort picks. Champs that they played before, champs that they are reliable on. We're seeing a lot of just, mechanical mastery of both when it comes to knowing your position and knowing your champion. I cannot stress enough how slick that Dragon steal was for Emerson. It was a Maokai and Set both on the Dragon. That's lots of CC, and for Jarvan to slip in and get that smite off, now that is some finesse. As you see, Renekton have to come back up, just lose, maintaining his CS on par with Renekton, but just can't get the gold here. Wait a minute, Renekton decides to go in, going to get pulled back by the Aatrox. A fair trade, surprisingly. Renekton still a threat to be reckoned with in the top side. Now I'm wondering here. They seem to have put the Caitlyn and Swain at such a disadvantage right now in lane that they can't afford to play as aggressive as the lane wants to. And I wonder if that's going to fizzle them out to where they don't really matter later in the game. They're not down kills here. Wait a minute, Nico getting ganked here by Set. Maokai, she's going to pop the ultimate. The ultimate only goes off on the Maokai. Nico going to run away as Jarvan reacts. We're seeing this Jarvan. He's everywhere. You don't want him to be if you're Meow right now. He's counter-ganked every single gank and usually picks up a kill, so that's going to be the respectful back off from Maokai and Set here. Ooh, it is heating up on the Rift. Emerson applying pressure onto Meow. Meow has to make a play here to come back. These deficits don't look that dramatic, but it is 2,000 gold in Emerson's favor and 2 dragons up. That Rift Herald really didn't do as much as they wanted it. Like I said, I would have loved to see them drop the Rift Herald top and then go for dragon, but they didn't. Could that be a misplay? Could they have forgotten they had the Rift Herald here on Meow? I'm not sure, but they've got to be kicking themselves over that one. I have to also applaud the Renekton's ability to stay in this. Even though he's down a dramatic amount of levels and doesn't have the gold advantage that Aatrox has, he's still able to trade with him. They're not perfect trades, mind you, but he's still staying strong and still having presence. I know it's difficult here, but the real person who's kind of falling apart is Set isn't able to maintain the pressure he once had. As, wait a minute, there's the Jarvan getting caught out, but he manages to dive away here, getting chased by the Set and the Maokai. Aatrox bearing down on Renekton. There's going to be the flash from Jarvan. Jarvan's going to try to get away, but it looks like he's going to fall to the Set. Aatrox, though, they ignored Renekton's flights for help and ignored the Aatrox, and he was able to pick up a kill on the Renekton. That has got to be some lack of map awareness or something. You did not need both the Set and Maokai on the fleeing Jarvan there. If you had allocated some resources to the top side, you could have taken Renekton's life here as the Nami all pops off. Swain's going to eat a little bit of damage, but get away safely. There's going to be the Jhin falling as another fight breaks on at the Rift Herald. That's going to be painful here. Maokai doesn't have the damage to succeed. As Set goes in onto the Aatrox. Aatrox is ahead though, so Nico's going to dish out the damage to the Maokai. That's going to hurt as Meow has to back off here. No, they do not. Aatrox picking up another kill, dominating in this match. Emerson knows what their strengths are, and it starts with A and ends with Trox here. Set going back in. He's stolen it. He's done it. He's stolen the Herald. What is going on? This is insane. Swain now at mid lane. Jarvan picks him up after respawning. What is going on? This is some wacky but concise, sublime gameplay on the Rift. Back and forth here. Meow tried to put up a fight, but Emerson closed their jaws around them and said no. 3,000 gold lead. Looks like they're going to pick up another dragon, but they lost the Herald to some cheeky play by the Set. I'm going to say that that was worth it. Set right now already down a couple kills. You know, his gold worth is waning, and he grabs the Herald. So that's one less objective Emerson can have here. That's a pretty smart play, but damn, is it going to hurt to be missing out on this next dragon. Yeah, definitely some PogChamps in the trap. PogChamps in the chat for an Aatrox who's 6-1 right now. That's really got to hurt as he stacks those items. You know, let's not... I mean, Emerson really working as a team here with this gank from Jarvan in the mid lane. Nico going to pop her ultimate. They're going to make it out alive here, though. Looks like the root's going to land on Renekton, and no dice for either side here. Wait a minute, Nico waiting in the bush. Going to have to be seen by that vision, though. We're going to see Elevator Musician and Kate try to play aggressively, cheekily for this Maokai, but he's going to get away. I mean, that is some exciting stuff. If your opinion has changed, type in, are you hashtag Team Emerson or hashtag Team Meow, as this slugfest drags on here into the 19-minute mark. Now, 3K gold lead for Emerson. That's going to be extremely comfortable for them as we now hit almost 4K gold lead. And Aatrox was he going to be able to 2v1 here in the top lane? He's going to pop his ultimate, go back, land the crits on both of those shots on his Q. There's going to be the Rift Arrow that Set stole earlier. Jarvan responds here. Looks like they're not going to get anything from that Rift Arrow. Wait a minute, they grabbed the first tower. They weren't able to stop it in time as a fight breaks out in the bot lane. That's going to be the fourth shot landing onto the Caitlyn. Caitlyn gets popped like a pimple as we see W getting landed on the Jhin. Going to pop the ultimate. Nami going to go in here, looking for the damage, looking for the kill. As a fight breaks out in the top lane, Jarvan engaging on the Maokai. Does he have the damage to finally pull it off? Looks like all three of them are going to be collapsing on him, but he gets away safely. Nami in the danger zone. Renekton now in the bot lane. It's going to be a nice consolidated route here from the Jhin as Aatrox TP's down and he picks up the push shot onto the Swain. Swain gets popped, and we look as Renekton has to run away, his tail between his legs. Oh my God, let me catch my breath here as we look at the tower go down. Aatrox going to dish out the damage onto the Renekton as he tries to flee and run away here. Looks like they might let him live. They're going to back off. Wowza, that has got to hurt if you're Meow right now. You gained nothing and lost out on a lot. As your members died over and over again, it was misplaced on the fight. You know, the TP from the Renekton was nice, but it just wasn't enough to bring him back into this game. You know, I have to applaud the Emerson team here for just how much of a unit they're working as here. The roams are nice as we see Renekton onto the Maokai here. Going to dish out the damage, might be able to actually die for that kill, but he decides not to. It's not worth it. Ooh, man, that is so spicy. Got to take a sip of some water here. Aatrox, 600 gold bounty. He is bringing in the dough for Emerson, but let's not ignore the Nico and that Jarvan who's everywhere and the Jhin who just can't seem to stop picking up kills, Manamune and Infinity Edge onto him. That's gotta hurt. You know, if I'm Meow, I'm thinking, hold on, let's try to bolster our strengths. What do we have? Well, we have a Set who isn't too far behind and a Caitlyn who's doing all right. If we can get her to the damage position and protect her in fights, she could dish out the damage to stop the Aatrox maybe, if allowed to do some sustained damage. But Emerson, too good over here at targeting who they need to in these fights. It's got to be painful for Meow. Every time they try to kill somebody, somebody rotates up and stops them. You know, Jhin here taunting his 4-shot. Man, I'm going to have to watch that one back later. That massive amount of action on the map, you know, Meow unable to pick up any advantages here as the gold lead widens to almost 5,000. You really have to wonder what's going through their heads here. You know, this Jarvan has been everywhere at once. Yeah, he keeps up his CS. very solid. Set also having good roams, but not having the laners have the strength to do anything about it as they catch out the Jarvan here. Gonna hit his ultimate there onto the Jarvan. Jarvan's gonna get slammed into the ground as we see. Oh, but Emerson responds! Emerson responds, heals out the Nami ult. That's gonna be all for the Aatrox also. We're gonna see a lot of damage pop onto him. Set is gone as we see Emerson, we see a Jhin ultimate. Oh, good block by Swain onto the ultimate here, but hold on. There we go. Aatrox going to go in. Gonna catch out the Swain. Swain's gonna go down here. Nico ults for God knows why. And we see that the only survivors are the Maokai and the Caitlyn. This is painful. Wow, I cannot think of who the last people I want to be right now, aside from that Set and Swain. You know, they really took a lot of damage in that fight. I'm surprised Emerson couldn't pick up those final 2 kills, but he was actually very well played there by the Swain. I don't know if you noticed, but he tanked all of Jhin's shots to help his ADC escape. That's what you want to see in a support, I mean, if anything there. Emerson really having some advantages, but Meow not letting him breathe either, you know, picking up the towers here, trying to keep the objectives even. Towers are 2-2, but this next dragon is going to be their soul. Infernal Soul onto Emerson could be the death blow here. You know, that is a strong soul that really boosts your team's damage and ability to clear waves and push to end here. A little bit of trade happening between Caitlyn and Jhin. If I was Caitlyn, I wouldn't have taken that at all as she eats a 4th shot from the Jhin. That's a nice trap placement. We see all 5 of Meow moving in here. They know what this dragon is worth. This could be Meow's moment to rise and take out Emerson here and dethrone them off their lead. There's going to be the engage. That's going to be the ultimate for the Jarvan, Nami, and Nico. There's the team fight ultimate that we were talking about. 3 members pop like pimples as we see them go down. Some sublime plays on the Emerson behalf. Maokai and Caitlyn, once again, some of the only people to escape. Maokai goes back in there trying to get Jhin. He's taking tower shots. He needs to back up. Wait a minute, he gets out. There's the Caitlyn ultimate. No one can save him. That shutdown goal onto the Caitlyn here. You know, I have to applaud Meow here for not leaving with nothing. They were able to target the correct people and dish out the right amount of damage when they needed to. Were able to get a pick, but sadly, that's going to be soul on to Emerson. Emerson collapsing, laying ultimate onto ultimate. Jarvan, Aatrox, Nico, Nami. Oh my goodness gracious, that's gotta hurt. Popping 3 members instantly. If I was Meow, I would be wondering, what can we do me now? And that's gotta be build some tankier resolve here on your team. You know, they've really got to start paying attention to the damage dealers. They've got to isolate this Aatrox. They've got to do something about this Jhin and this Nico, but maybe it's too many members here. We see Nico get caught out, going to pop the duplicate. Nami going to help her get away. Really nice catch by the Nami, going to save her friend's life here. You know, Meow, again, you know, dropping the ball on being able to lock her down. That's got to hurt as we ramp into this 25th minute. This is one of the most intense games I've ever seen, ladies and gentlemen. Emerson playing. Here we go. We're going to see Jarvan go in. It's a fight over the Scuttle Crab. There's the smite. Renekton coming down. Jarvan's going to have to watch out, but here comes the entire team here. Nico, Nami, Jhin, they come in. Jhin misses his shots. But wait a minute. There's the Aatrox also. No hope for Renekton, but he blasts the Blast Cone. Blast Cone going to come out from the Nico. Would have been a nice play, but she just miscalculates a little bit as they pick up the blue buff, and Renekton is saved. No deaths on the side of Meow, but only flexes showing up from Emerson. You know, their rotations as a team are very, very solid. And they're able to be there to support their teammates so frequently that it's almost disastrous for Meow if they don't respond accordingly here as they go to pick up the Baron. They say, screw it. We can 5v5 you, and we know it. We know we have the lead. We know we're up 6k gold. We're going to take this Baron. What are you going to do about it? Meow looking to respond. They know that this is a death sentence. But hold on, there's going to be the engage. Jarvan ultimate. That's going to be the Nami ultimate. Aatrox also is going to ult. There's going to be a stopwatch flash from the... Oh, no. But it's not enough to save the Swain. As we see Set and Caitlyn have to hightail it out of there. Renekton coming up for no reason. He should back off. Oh, my gosh. Pop like a pimple. Going to be the W. Landing on the root here. There's going to be turning on to the Renekton. That's got to be painful. They only lost the Jarvan. Reminder that the Aatrox is still alive with a 700 gold bounty. That's going to be Jhin picking up the Renekton kill. Free Baron for Emerson. And a whole world of hurt for Meow. As we see here, Set being a little bit unorthodox. Maybe he's still looking to make the steal. But if I was him, I'd hightail it home and look to defend against super minions that are coming on with Baron buff in a short couple of minutes here. Wait a minute, gets caught up with the Aatrox. That's going to be Aatrox. And then the Nico will finish him off. Elevator Musician on a rampage. Jhin on a rampage. Aatrox on an absolute devastation through this rift today. If I was Meow, I would be wondering, what can we do now? What is in our back pocket? Do we have anything? I'm holding out hope for Meow to make the right plays and target the right players, but it's looking grim. There's the LeMayo, there's the wow, there's the GG coming out in the chat. Well played. Ooh, I mean, looks like the finality is kind of entered in here. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold the phone. Did they steal the Baron? Well, I wasn't looking. Oh my gosh, how did I not notice? Meow stole the Baron. That is insane. It was so quick, I didn't even see it. Right before my very eyes, they stole that Baron. That's what they needed. That's a nice play from Meow. They're going to swap the pressure. They're going to push down mid. Instead of it looking like finality for Meow, it might be Emerson that loses more objectives here. Jarvan goes in for the ultimate. Looks like Nami's going to go in here. Maokai ult responded. There we go. We're going to see Jhin ultimate as Jarvan goes in, executes. That's 2 less people with Baron on the side of Meow. Emerson looking to close those death jaws with or without Baron as they clobber down here in the 27th minute. This has got to be tough for Meow. Getting that Baron buff, not even on all of your team members, and then immediately losing it. Aatrox's going to go in, doesn't even care. Laissez-faire about the tower. There goes the Caitlyn. There goes the Renekton. This is devastation. This is domination from the Emerson team. The Baron steal was sneaky, but this looks like it wasn't enough to stop the domination that is the Emerson team this match. Definitely going to go on the high rate, Leo. However, we're going to see them pushing out. This looks like the end here. Wait a minute, Set comes back in. Same with the Maokai. Looks like they're going to try to make a last-minute play as Nico ultimate blinds down. Aatrox trying to do some damage. It's just not enough. Maokai's going to pop. Set's going to ultimate. Trying to bring him under the tower, but it's not enough either. He has to back off. He has to back away as... Oh, wait, Emerson overextends a little bit for that, but it doesn't matter as they're going to push onto the last tower here. This could be Nexus. This is Nexus. This could be game. They have to respond now. He goes in. That's a big grab, but Aatrox is freely hitting the Nexus. Nobody stops it. Emerson cleans out a nice sweep, 27-7. Brutal match. Woo! Oh, my goodness. I dang near lost my vocal cords. We're going to get the graphs up for you in a second, and they are going to look as brutal as I think they are. Ooh, apologies, folks. Got a little bit excited on that one. But that was absolutely an insane match. Some great back and forth. I have to commend Meow on not backing down. They kept their heads up, held up high, and played with their heart out all the way till the end there. But looking at these damage graphs, I mean, you have to acknowledge the Aatrox 25,000 damage, Jhin 27,000, Nami 21,000, and the highest on Meow, only 12,000. They weren't able to get that damage out appropriately. Emerson had an answer for everything, and that was the problem with Meow. Meow putting up a great fight throughout, though. That Baron steal was so slick before my very eyes. Whew, this is pretty insane. And as I sign off here today, I hope you'll join us next time at GGLeagues main here on Twitch. You can check out our social media at GGLeague. Make sure if you're looking to sign up, I believe we might actually have some leagues open for you guys to join right now as I sign out. Skugas Malugas, thank you so much for watching.